Now, one of the few names that stick out in history is Jesus Christ, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether that's because people are blasphemous, I don't know, when they say, oh, Jesus Christ, something just happened, or whatever else. Is it because of that, though? Why does it feel like it resonates? Something about it just sticks in the brain. Too catchy, too jingly, too... And also certain monuments throughout history just sort of catch the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Churches, whether it's pyramids, whether it's Mayans, whether it's Aztecs. What do you think that is? What do you think it is that sticks in the mind, that you know these more entrenched into your psyche, more so than most people that have been through immediate history? Why? Why do you think there's a pool there? What do you think that is? Now, whether you believe in religion or not, I'm just going to use this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole cross understanding.
Yeah.
And the saying goes that he was sold out for 33 pieces of
Silver. Yeah.
Meaning that even back then, people would do anything for money.
Yeah.
But you follow the money. And who was this that ordered that hit?
Yeah, it was some officials of Jewish church. I don't know if I can call it church at that time, wasn't it?
So the Romans were the soldiers that went out and took out this person. And they also created can you spell it? Bible?
Bible. Bible.
All right. They went and made some scripture that also indicates a pattern of guilt, worry, fear.
Yeah.
Now, whether Jesus is about religion or not, still, this Romans didn't do so well, did they? The universe bent over backwards to destroy it. Most of it, they couldn't get near volcanoes, and some of the religion didn't hold up too well, did it? Not really. And whatever that thread is, that pulses, that runs through the universe, my question is, why religious people would kill something that this thread has created when it built the very thing that you clutch?
Because originally they had different religion, didn't they?
Throughout the whole of this history, there's a pattern emerged. Every single time it seems to go the same way because history so often repeats itself.
And they were not that eager as the people who were trying to persuade them to do it.
So a certain doorway in the mind then that is accessed to maybe soul, which could be a connection or a tether to an ancient thread. One's wisdom that knows no bounds. And it will bend over backwards to create the lives of all of everybody that we walk in today. Because if we understand it, that everything that we are using in today's world came from here, which came from here, which came from here, but also put into here. So without this, and this process of coming back through the mind process, think, thought, process, and the same thread creates uni. The same structures that you all live in. And therefore, it also created this. And yet we seem to have this whole kill this thread, which might as well put one of the biggest middle fingers up to this as you possibly can. And this has been happening throughout history, and it's patient, very patient, but it runs out. Look through your past. Now, we don't know 100% what the dinosaurs were doing, how they were responding, whether they were talking or not, whether they were intelligent or not. We don't know. We've got remnants left. But it sure as shit knocked the hell out of them.
Yeah.
In order to make way for what this, where we keep doing this, we attack it, and then wonder why the fuck it doesn't come back. And then when's the final straw? And then what? Money is created from this, which then might be the same thing. And now we've also got a sort of culture that doesn't believe in this. Isn't that funny? We now have money, but we now don't believe in this. So whether it is called religion, and religion is this, it's on about this thread. So call it what you want. If that works well with you with ancestry, I think it's all of them. Compass, so to speak. Depends which bit you orientate around. Higher beings, collective, divine. It's been called a lot of things. And yet, it has created all of this for you to live in now. The betterment, not the misery. You created the misery. You chose it. And throughout history, we seem to see the same pattern. Let's kill it. Let's nail it to a cross. Let's punish it. Let's use money, because people will do anything for money, plus equal mindset of lacking of belief. Let's destroy the belief, but then if something like this comes through again, that wants to move humanity, we will pay money, and the money, because of the belief we've affected, will get people to do anything for money, including bits of silver to crucify somebody. Now I ask a question, because this pattern is predictable and the outcome is predictable. Got two questions. One, how much patience does this have? Two, where would all of you be without it? Where would you be? Non-existing. No chance over piece of food for another life form. And then we keep doing the same structure. I wonder, when I look out into the universe and I ponder whether there are other life forms there, how many have treated this, whatever form it comes in, as sacred? And as a way, it opens up a conduit that it wants to interact more with those life forms. And then on this branch, out of all of the life forms that it has, which one in its calculation is going to be more successful life forms? And which ones does it need to continue to work with versus the ones that will always tell it to fuck off, you big light? Just reverse this. Jesus. Okay? Let's see if they could kill him correctly. And again, the universe works in time, its own time, yes? Doesn't exist, but still, it likes to work in its own way. So, because Romans didn't see anything happening, and that's if they were even told, they probably weren't told the truth. Perhaps Jesus was a troublemaker. He was a bad person. They probably dirtied the water once before, you know, all that mind bullshit that they do. It's called manipulation. Misdirection, perhaps. And for the money perhaps paid, Romans sort of had a love for money, maybe, more so than they did. There's definitely guilt there. fear, guilt, worry, all of it. It adds to the Romans. They couldn't get near volcanoes without them buckling. Jesus takes center stage today more so than any other religion.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
You know,
the
that
religion is forgotten, isn't it?
barely understand religion anymore. Almost, even in death, the thread remains.
Yeah.
You can call that a father, you can call that a mother, you can call that a hermaphrodite. It gets complicated with gods because life forms become the gods. What else is it creating you for? For nothing? How many of these variables actually unify, not loyalty, unify with this? Become grateful to it. So much so that they protect it viciously. Relentlessly. And then I ask that question, what happens to the people authentically that begin to protect this force? Is it going to show up in your bloodline? Is it going to work with you? It's got to be authentic. It can't be fake. It's got to be authentic. What can it help you do? And then I ask another question. How many more people can this unlock into? Right on par, right? For you about to leave and become more expansive than what you are. How many vessels can that work with, through? Because it's a volleyball, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You are teaching it, it is teaching you. It way outweighs in this current mindset from one part where it was very primitive and it unlocks, works with, boom, works with, boom, works with, boom. And then there becomes this thing called jealousy, envy, loyalty. If not, what were King's true roles? To protect this. Then it moved to protect the church. No, it wasn't to protect a building. What the hell good is a building without vessels inside it? Was it to protect a book, an order? No. No. How much more advanced could a species be if they all tapped into that and then understood the true word of unity? What if people would have protected Jesus 100%? Stop the Romans. Basically, arrest the Romans. How more advanced would life be now? What do you think it's waiting for? How long is that patience for? How many others? This is no different from the Egyptians making sacrificial rituals towards the gods. What drove them to put that into stone? Remember, after all, the universal force, it clearly shows you that it's a divot. It can create, but it can also take. Yes, it's a cycle, but even still, the neutral ground in the middle. It can give, but it can take. In the same way it's allowed the universe to bend over backwards to support life here. If we believe in this for and against, how do you come to the conclusion that if you destroy this in order to keep you, how can you not believe in the very thing, your very structure, which then becomes flimsy, that it can take? Problem versus solution, right? May already have the solution, but here, let's make a problem. It's a divot. And then you understand it. We only ever look at it in one way, don't we? Because that's just where we focus. We all want the good, yeah? And then there's trickery in the way things are written. It's very interesting, isn't it? Be careful what you wish for. Or you wish all you want. Be careful what you live for. Because just in looking at the pattern, depending on what it's looking for, if I believe I'm a bad man, fucking big ass ego, and all the rest of it, and you meet this maker so-called, it's going to go, you know what? I can do that better. Not with ego, it's just going to show you it. Are you sure? Careful what you live for? Then you believe that if you're a good, hearty person, you expect some way. But don't give to get. Come on. It's a take-all here. That goes to tell me an awful lot about who you are. It's not give as you take then. Give to the environment, take from the environment. Ah, fuck it, we'll take from the environment. Ah, fuck it, we'll take it from here. Oh, we'll take this, this, and this. We'll take all the knowledge and execute it. Now, how many people ever actually stand up and say, you know what? I'm good. That becomes a choice, doesn't it? Do you know what, actually? I think I'm up for this betterment. I'm up for a better world for everyone, not just you. For everybody. And then we create soldiers that have battles. Whenever I say that soldiers are right nor wrong, no, it's impressive. It opens up what people can do when they work together. You can look at them in a negative light, or you can ask yourself a very critical question. What the hell could you do given unlimited resources as opposed to destroy, but to create? How many more people could you teach to be that way? To protect one another, to build things that are not war machines, but creation generators? How much more further could we be as a species? That's a question, isn't it? Say we, use it lightly, and you turn it. And then it asks you a fundamental question. If there is this force, and again, did you pick when you were born? Did humanity pick when it was going to be awoken? Did it pick how it was going to turn? Something else is in control of that. Whilst we prance around believing that we're in control of fucking humans. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you sure about that? No. Anyway, it's just a question that I ask. No, never right nor wrong, but it's this pattern.
Yeah.
It's just something so authentic about it that it just resonates with you. Wait, what life do you want? Do you want to be the species that takes and tells this force to fuck off? The one that's in control of the universe? Because it didn't happen now. And then we underestimate patience. Patience runs very much. The sand runs dry. Once it is, time to turn it. And then I wonder how much patience does that have, considering extinction lay all around us. And then whose fault will it be? And this is sacrificial, isn't it? Living like this. Whether aware or unaware, lack of critical thinking and all the rest of it. Are you really aware? They're the choices you make in your actions. Torment, play games, do this, do that. I mean, wow. Wow, so impressed I am. You spend a lot of time kicking people down, selling data, doing this. I mean, that's interesting. Very interesting. Fascinating that is. Because people with this, in an illusionary position of power, are giving out orders because they know better than this force. Because they were the ones that chose when humanity was going to rise up. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, this force or humans? And then how do we put those on a higher pedestal than, I don't get it, I don't understand it? For what, keeping everything the same? Oh God, if you affect my structure, the hell is that? And God, anyone will do anything for money. And if it's all said and done, and whether you believe or don't, well, one day you'll know the truth, won't you? Well, if it's a day, at some point it will become aware. You will be aware. Just remember, you sold it. Anyway, why do I call it sold? You might as well call it a soul. Sold. You sold your soul. Sold? How much? 33 bits of silver. Yeah, but I needed the money. You could have said no. You could have got the abundance in another way. In fact, you could have got abundance for yourself and everybody, plus your future generations going forwards. When do life forms ever come to a crux of waking up? And again, this, not wholeheartedly, because some of this, everyone's got to protect something somewhere, haven't they?
Yeah.
And then it becomes a jealousy thing, doesn't it? The spark. Why didn't it pick us? We were as... Well, I don't know. You created all of this. You tell me.
Yeah.
And then is that why none of you are, you know more than you tell people? All history is whitewashed. Come on, it's all edited, perfectly edited. Why? Because the truth would be told, wouldn't it? That's why you never dirty your hands, ever. That's why you always use your money, because you hide behind it like a shield. Like it's going to protect you. I mean, who the fuck were they hiding this from? You know what? Don't tell the universe, but we're going to do this. We're going to do that. See, nothing happened. You're a part of the universe trying to hide shit from the universe. I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, you know, you'd have to be not human first, if that's even possible, in order to escape away from this, to even have this. If you want it done so bad, why don't you fucking do it? Cool, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? You want it? Fucking do it. And then the ones that begin to protect, what happens to them? What is it unlocking you? You must feel it. You'd feel it. We hear about divine soldiers. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Archangel. What do you think that is? Is it the fact that God has his own angels? And God has his own demons too, right? Because God came down and created demons because he thought, you know what? This universe is hard enough. Let's make some more fucking variables inside the variable until it looks like Russian dolls one way. We're going to do the Russian dolls the other way, but they all fit. Yeah, I just don't think this is quite good enough. No. You become the divine soldier, or you become the demon, the devil. Just not me. Do you want to take some money? Can I get you to be a devil, can I? Yes, okay, battle this, battle that, rah-de-rah. That's protection. Protection from what? Protecting other people from what? To go where? To stop things from being ruined how? To build up towards. That allows a lot more people. And then if it is, and everyone's focused in on this, it still needs order. People fear that they're going to lose something. But in actual fact, let's reverse that with Jesus. What if they'd have worked with Jesus? Just a question. He would have upgraded the Bible, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But it was okay for the Romans to upgrade the Bible, was it? But it wasn't okay for Jesus to upgrade the Bible. Romans 10:12, bloody, which sounds like guilt scripture if I ever heard it. In fact, if there was stone around, they'd have probably have carved it into there and put it into a pyramid somewhere and made some sacrificial. Why were you doing that? Where does that behavior come from? Well, it's because these people were very stupid, mathematically adept, and all the rest of it, but were also making sacrifices. Why? And then whether I believe in ETs that are more in the know than we are, what are we going to do? Be jealous of that too? Or are we going to learn from them? Or are we going to take it that they could be manipulating, you know? But there again, if we studied them and they allowed us to study, and also they study you back because it's the same process here, is there a chance that you could maybe make a chip that you could put into to be able to understand it better through bypassing all the filters? Is that a possibility? And what they see, you see, which then unlocks a doorway more so in your brain. Like teaching someone else to ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, you got to teach them. But once they're taught, they know. Mm-hmm. Education, the whole way through. Does this not teach you that once you understand a particular path, you know it very well? What happens if other life forms bring in this knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if it's the key to teaching you how to ride a bike? And then it unlocks something in you. And you're like, shit, it was there all this time. You've just enhanced it. And they couldn't reach the bit that you were seeing through, and you also enhanced them. Because clearly, there's one thing you all share in common. You all share the same. So, in this hypocritical story that seems to be played out in today's world as well,
yeah,
E, not okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Romans, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you then pay an extra 33 bits of fucking silver? And the Romans probably got a lot more than that. Why didn't you then pay, again, someone else to take on the Romans? Then the group gets bigger. This is the problem. This is the fucking problem, right? One person takes this many to take down one person, and perhaps he went into hiding, so it took a few more to scout around, yes?
Mm.
To take out this. These then know something afterwards, and then you pay someone else an X amount, and then it needs this many to take out this many, and then this many to take out this many, and then the story has been passed, and automatically you've just ricocheted this story everywhere. Defeating the whole object.
Mm.
It's clever, isn't it? Don't you think that that's kind of clever?
Yeah.
It's confusing, really, isn't it? And then what lessons are we being taught here? Is the Bible about this, or is it about looking at it a little bit more clearly? What does it actually mean? It's all right, God's got his own soldiers. Being God, this force here, call it what you want. Or is it trying to make you into those? And then how can we trust all of the tales from this person here? It's a very interesting thing, isn't it? Look how powerful we are. And the universe is like, it's good. Let me show you. It works in abundance. I don't know. Don't you think you would work with this, whatever it is, that force that's out of your control and it's built near enough most of the empires, although we never credit it. Yes, part humanity, part this, back and forth, volleyball. And then is it because it's been the objective to shut this out and then become a runaway train wreck? And then it makes me wonder, how more advanced is anything else out there that actually took a different route? And then it's only a matter of time. Because then we go to look like a threat to it, don't we?
Yeah.
To these. Yeah. And then how precious is this?
Mm-hmm.
How advanced is that? It becomes very precious.
Yeah.
It's a fine specimen, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And the more it's learning, and the more it's processing this, that's how you know it's ready. Because it will reach a frequency that begins to reverberate at this particular level. Then it is ready.
Yeah.
But it has to form you in the right way in order to bring you to the right frequency. And it can't do it if you stay stuck. Because it has to develop in you. And then is it worth it? That's another question. Then it becomes this big secret of life, doesn't it? This. Anyway, this is just what I'm looking at. Do what you will with it, to be honest, but it's all one-sided. A lot of stuff in history is all one-sided, and the victors always are the ones that get to rewrite the rules anyway. I look at Germany, we're onto something. I don't know what they were doing, but they were after artifacts and different things like that, and I wonder if this is the missing thread, which it feels like it is, because it feels right. I don't know, they were looking at artifacts, yes?
Mm-hmm.
What were they working out? And they begin to boom. Well, what happens if we see it again? And they begin to boom. Well, that's an interesting thing. And then how much does that then open up inside them? And then it's like, I can work with this. And then before you know it, more start coming through, more of this working together, which then before you know it begins to become a whole nation, a whole world, a whole experience. And before you know it, you've got more of this stuff coming through. And then how much more determined and happier does this make a existence? That's the thing. How much faster does this climb? And then there's more to work with, and then therefore you are developing mindset which formulates everybody else in it. Mm-hmm. The more of this you've got coming through, the more developing is happening. Mm-hmm. And even if you look across to other people and other people look back across to you in this niche, is it not expanding your minds? Is it not expanding your awareness? Is it not evolving your minds? And evolution seems to be another thread in this, that you have to evolve into this. Mm-hmm. But it has to evolve your mind. Why? Just part of the process, I guess, and I guess it steadily as you grow, not individually, but as a species. I often wonder what happens if you bring all of the stuff that's known today, rocket technology and everything else, and were to give it to the Mayans. This is a very big puzzle that I have. I have this as a puzzle piece. What happens if you switch it? Then it becomes the abundant species by default, doesn't it? And then it stops the genes from going this way. Don't you think? If you think about it, we're all branches out, and we branch out and then branch off, and then some meet dead ends, and then it branches off and then it branches off. Yes, that's one particular way that is now known, a known path. Mm-hmm. But if this is the Mayans here and it branches off this way, mm-hmm. Egyptians may be here, but it branched off this way, ancient Egyptians. If you bring what is known as now to here, there's a potential that it could branch off this way, yes? Mm-hmm. And those different processes that just did not work are never met again. After all, that's the power of the universe, considering. Okay. And it would seem impossible because we need proof. We need proof. We just need proof. But it doesn't have to prove anything, does it? And it will be like non-existent. It could be. Mm-hmm. But we're often all this one-sided stuff that is okay for this, but not okay for that person. Why not? These ones were fearful, were they? Too scared, couldn't tell these ones what to do. And then we see in history people looking up for artifacts. Artifacts, everybody's been doing it. Let's build our whole foundations based on a broken system because those people aren't here. Let's see if we can do it better. Mm-hmm. What have you been learning? And that's the question. What have you been learning? Have you been uncovering why the empires collapsed? Why they merged onto something else?
We say in history, why this, why that? Is it true? I don't know. It's written by winners, isn't it?
See, what's the memory from the Romans here? The story. Is it word of mouth? It's one of the most powerful ways, better than advertising. You can sit there and put that through add on anything you want for as long as you want, but word of mouth is powerful. And the word of mouth is that things started to happen around Romans, perhaps around these, and that began to teach everybody else around. So you just make an example out of one, just one group. One group just needs an example made out of them. And everybody else watching learns from that group. Very quickly. Ooh, do you remember the tale of this, this, and this? And then they'll hold it and pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. It seems to echo these things. Yeah, that's probably more of the truth in that. Hence the hesitation. Interesting. Very interesting. But anyway, do with that what you will. But yeah, you are. Just something to think about, really, isn't it? That this is where I see this frequency here, and then it becomes. What happens if loads of people were following that? What happens if loads of people were in that sort of bandwidth there? What happens to the world? How much more faster can it be? We've seen how destructive it's got. But how much more positive can it be? How much more quicker can it be? How much more abundant can it be? How much more evolved can we be? Some of these stories to me, be careful what you wish for. Sell your soul, ego, and also be in disbelief. Interesting. Be an atheist. And then when it's all said and done, and you are there in this. But I don't know. Well, what excuse do you have? It was a choice. No, it was a choice. You could have said no. What happens if you would have said no? Well, I didn't think about it. Well, why didn't you think about it? Because someone told me not to think about it. But why did they tell you not to think about it? I gave you a thought process. Well, because of. But I promise now I know. One more thing I'm going to leave this on. It seems that people wanted to pray to a god, to conjure it through whatever channel or medium, is like loads of people turning up to a movie theatre after the performance. After the relevance, after it's been looking in, after the frequency, after they killed it, whether that's Egyptians, whatever else, ancients. Something drove them to do all of those monuments, didn't it? So it's almost like after the theatre that no one wanted to protect during. Yeah, I won't say no one because that's not particularly true. I don't think he died. Machiavellian. Interesting. But yeah, strange. But where's that patience? And again, it's shown us through our history that when we dig the earth out and we find bones and we find this, what is it telling us? Oh, if you believe in this frequency, what the hell pissed them off? Well, let's just not believe in dinosaurs at all. That solves that one. Accordion? Fucking no way. Oh, all right then. Yeah, it's possible. It's maybe not. Maybe it is. Any other life forms out there? Don't be silly. It just loves making lots of stars, but only one planet of humans. Really? And you talk about heaven? It seems like a very empty place, doesn't it? Seems like something that's very shy. And it seems solitude then. Okay. That's why we call it soul. It's short for solitary. It's solitary? Maybe. And then is it selective? Is it picky? Does it cherry pick? Might as well make do with these. This one's good. This one's good. All right, I like this. Not in good as in being Satan, this, that, and the other. No. No. It's not that. Strength. I mean, We can do a lot of things for this thing called money, but is it going to guarantee all of our bloodlines, or is it only going to guarantee certain bloodlines? Now that's the question. Then I'd look at behavior. What would ever give you that idea? I don't know. Do you ever feel like collateral damage? Interesting. Do you ever feel like collateral damage?
Me?
Yeah, interesting. But anyway, still, there you are. Believe what you need to believe, because if it helps you, that helps you, and that's all good at the end of the day. But belief versus this strange craziness, which is more real than fucking reality sometimes. Now, is that because of how developed it is, and these sensors are late to the party, maybe? But even still, there's something so much more here than it just to be a fluke, a coincidence. Your thoughts are definitely you. Really? So we are psychic then? No, we're not psychic, but then what made you have that thought to add this to then create that? Well, it's just psychic. Can't have it both ways. So either people are psychic, or there's some sort of force leading us. Or maybe it was humans made the thoughts, and they thought it so hard before they came to in existence that they created all the earth and everything else. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, but still, let's leave it there. And it's all for nothing. You're going to live, it's all for nothing, and then you're going to die, it's all for nothing. Defeats the object of you having risen in the first place, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
For nothing.
Everything exists for nothing.
Right, you are.
That
So
is...
what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe doesn't matter, but I think we can all get on the same page and think there's something here, something more. It just screams through us.
Yeah. It does.
And that's it. That's where I'll leave it. So, yeah.